friends, I am very happy to be with you all today and to address you on this topic, prayer and its efficacy. Prayer is a fundamental, a most indispensable part of the spiritual life. It's the most important element of spiritual life, you can say. Prayer is that one of the innermost and spontaneous entreaty to the divine. When the individual souls, they entreat, they pray from the innermost core of the heart for some divine help, divine succor. I don't think there is anyone here who has not prayed at any time. Great people. I can quote you the great man whom you all know, Abraham Lincoln. Do you know what he said? Because of this country I am telling you. He said, many times I am driven to my knees by an overwhelming feeling, that nothing can save me except prayer. Not my wisdom, not my powers. Only prayer alone can help me. Mahatma Gandhi ji, he has said, prayer has been a saving force in my life. Otherwise, I would have ended in a lunatic asylum, says Mahatma Gandhi ji. So you see such great people, the builders of nations, up to us, a small little individuals, every one of us, we feel the necessity. We feel the need of prayer. In all religions, prayer is emphasized. Prayer is given a most important place in the spiritual discipline. Especially you are familiar with Christianity. It gives the predominant importance to the prayers. Jesus himself prayed, and his disciples very often they have emphasized. Saint Paul declared, watch and pray. Pray without ceasing. That is another teaching of these great saints. There are innumerable teachings I can quote, but the important thing is prayer is an indispensable factor. Each and every one of these great teachers have declared. Coming to Hinduism, from the Vedic age you can see the early portion of the Vedas. What are they? They are all prayers. Prayers offered in the beginning to the different deities, and to that one reality behind all these deities, that one Paramatman. Very often I know that you all recite prayers like this, the Vedic prayers, the Vedic chantings. Bhadram karne vishrunuyama devaha, Bhadram pashe makshabirya jatraha, Stirai rangai sushtuvan sastanubihi, Vyashema devahitam yadayo. May we hear what is that is auspicious. May we hear what is that is most auspicious. May we sing your glories. May we enjoy the strength of this body, of the limbs given to us by you, the deities. Like this, there are innumerable prayers which are very familiar to some of these devotees like Sahana Bhavatu, Sahanau Bhunaktu, Sahaviryam Karavavahai, Tejasvinavaditamastu, Mavidvishamahai. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. May He nourish us all. May He protect us all. I mean, because the teacher and the student, they have come together. Before they start their studies, they are praying. Sahana Bhavatu, both of us. May the Brahman protect us all, nourish us all. May He make that studies, which we are going to study, may it become fruitful in our lives. So whatever they did, they used to pray first. So prayers are emphasized. The most recent of the Indian saints, Sri Ramakrishna, the greatest saint of 19th century, and his disciple, Swami Vivekananda, how much they emphasize. And his divine consort, Sri Sarada Devi, whose 3 photos which you are seeing there, they also gave so much importance to the prayer. Sri Ramakrishna used to say very often, pray with the intense longing, because He is the dearest of the dear. He actually resides in the innermost core of your heart. Pray to Him. He will listen. There is no doubt about it. Again and again people have asked him, Sir, what is the way? He has said, prayer. Pray to Him intensely, with a longing heart. In that Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, Mahendranath Gupta, a disciple of Sri Ramakrishna, has taken down the notes. He wrote down actually the diary, and later he published it. It is called as Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. In one place, Sri Ramakrishna says, you pray for 3 days and nights. You are going to have His darshan, the vision of God. It is true, it is certain. Only 3 days. No other big austerities or any such thing He is actually. It is a challenge, Come on, pray with the intense longing. Once, I can remember an incident. Once, what happened? We had gone to Belur Math, the headquarters of this Ramakrishna Math and this Vedanta Societies, all these things, that is in Belur, that headquarters, We were meeting the Vice President, Swami Vishuddhanandaji. He was just talking to us. He used to like us, love us, like our own father and the guide, teacher. He asked casually, well, Sri Ramakrishna has said 3 days and 3 nights. If you pray, you will get Him. Well, did you pray? What happened to your prayers? And I was a young girl, so I used to talk very boldly. I said, we have prayed many, many days, Swamiji. No response. Where is it? He has not given us any darshan or anything. He became very serious and said, what do you mean? Do you mean to say that what he has said is not truth? Well, I was taken aback. I said, I am not saying that what is said untrue or any such thing. My own experience, I am telling, I have prayed for many days. Nothing has happened. Well, then he narrated one of his own experiences, because in the old original Bengali gospel, these things are written in big, big words, 3 days and 3 nights. You pray incessantly, with an intense longing, you will get it. That is what it has been written there. So it seems once, there was one nephew of Sri Ramakrishna, who was actually, after the passing away of Ramakrishna, it was he who was there in Dakshineshwar and doing the work, priest. He was the priest. He was the main priest, Once upon a time, Sri Ramakrishna was the priest. So his family, even today, they are the priests. They are the main priests of this temple. This Ramlal is his name. He was doing the worship. One sadhu came from Ayodhya, far away from Dakshineshwar. It is nearer to Delhi only. So he came on early in the morning, There are so many services. Very early in the morning, we wake up the God, the deity, and then different times, different kinds of services are there. He came at about 4 o'clock early in the morning to open the temple and all that. He saw this man covered with, you can say, dust. From head to foot, he was completely covered with dust, and he was standing there. And as soon as he saw this person, he said, I have come to see Paramahansa. Where can I meet him? Ramlal was taken aback. He said, now the Mangalarati, the early morning Vespers, it is going to take place. Come inside the temple. So that man entered. Because he was full of dust, he stood far away. They say a place called Natamandir. He stood there. And that Mangalarati took place. He saw it. And then he recited a beautiful stotra, praise of Mother Goddess. And it was so full of devotion and everything, It looked as though the whole building, the Nat Mandir, was simply vibrating with that. And Mother was highly pleased with that. Ramlal took enough time, more than enough time, because he didn't want to meet him again. So he did all his work. He must look after the bed, clean the room, this, that and everything. He took more than enough time just to avoid this person. But anyhow, when he came out, the person was standing in the same place. The same question. I want to meet Paramahansa. Where is he? Ramlal brought him to the room of Sri Ramakrishna. If any one of you who had visited Dakshineshwar, even now the room where he lived is kept intact. Well, he took to that room and showed him, this is the room where he used to stay. This is a small bed where he used to take a nap during the daytime, and this is a big bed where he used to sleep. When he was telling, used to sleep, used to take rest, he said, why do you say that? I want to meet him. Where is he? Very, very reluctantly, Ramlal Dada had to disclose, but he is no longer living. Unfortunately, you have come only 7 days late. A very few days ago only he passed away. It was a shock for the man. It seems, later as he narrated, he was a great sadhu, doing tapasya in Ayodhya since a very long time. He was there. And it seems one day he had the vision of his deity, of his Ishtam, who told him, now come to Dakshineshwar. I have come. I have come in the person of Ramakrishna Paramahansa. Why don't you come and meet me? Well, he was a sadhu, a penniless sadhu. He took decision. In the beginning he didn't believe it, maybe some his imagination. Anyhow, later, once, twice, thrice, he had that vision, then he decided to go. It took some time to get ready, and then walking and walking and walking. He had no money. He could not afford to travel in a train or any such thing, He walked, took some rest in some place, like that, asking the people. He knew nothing about this West Bengal or any such thing. Anyhow, after 2-3 months he had arrived. And he has walked all the distance, believing in that words. In his vision, he had come. And now this person says, he no longer lives. What is this? He was simply taken aback. What is this? What do you say? It cannot be. He said, no. Very sorry, he could have come. Even if you have come 15 days ago, you could have met him. He was not here, of course. He was ill, so he was transferred to Kasipur garden. He could have met him there. He could have seen him. But unfortunately, no longer he lives. He was crestfallen. He couldn't believe it. He just rolled on the grounds, He said, what is this? Why did you cheat me like this? You could have told me, I am not going to live. I will not be in the body for more than 3 months. Come quickly, something you should have told me. Why did you deceive me? Why did you cheat me? The sorrow, the tremendous blow was too much for that man. He felt simply crestfallen. He was simply weeping and crying and wailing like anything in the beginning. That was for some time. And later, it was time for the puja and everything in the room. People were coming. He just went outside and sat on the veranda, just sitting. The day passed. The night came. He didn't move. Ramla Dada came and tried to console him, You get up, have some rest, take some food. He just snubbed him like anything. Get out. I have not come for all these things here. So he couldn't say. He was so afraid because he was a very tall sadhu with so much of strength and everything. He was simply pacified. He went away. He couldn't say anything. Like that, one day passed. The night passed. The morning came. The same thing in the same pasture he was sitting. Sometimes he used to cry and wail, but otherwise he was so quiet and calm, sitting and sitting and sitting. 1 day passed, 2 days passed, 3rd day came, the morning passed, afternoon came. Ramlalada became very afraid because he was the person who spoke to him first. If he dies there, sitting like that, what may happen? People will catch hold of him, and he was the cause for all these things. Something may happen to him, he may actually put into trouble and all that, Again he came to console him, he came to advise him, he came to make him get up and do something. But nobody can budge him. He was sitting there in the same pasture, no getting up, nothing doing. That night also passed. It was a hot night, Ramla Dada and others who were actually working in the temple, they used to sleep outside in the veranda. They used to get some air outside. It used to get cool in the night, So they used to sleep in the veranda. It happened so early in the morning. It was not even 4 o'clock, even earlier than that. Suddenly, Ramla Dada saw this man coming up to him. He was sleeping nearby in the same veranda, coming up to him and just shaking him like anything. When he got up, he was just simply laughing. Didn't you see him? He was shouting with great joy. At first, Ramla Dada could not understand. He thought, maybe the man must have gone mad, not eating and traveling, such difficulties, Then he said, didn't you hear the sound of his wooden slippers? He came. Look at here, he has given me this payasam. It seems Sri Ramakrishna came from the side of Panchavati. He heard the sound of the wooden slippers. He came near him. He just put his hand behind his back and said, what are you doing? Why you are crying? Why you are wailing? Where I have gone? Here I am. See, look at me. And he was simply taken aback. He was looking at him. He just caressed him and embraced him, brought him, get up. Come, you must have a good wash. He took him to that Ganges, that ghat, that steps near Holy Mother's room. There is a small steps, leading to Ganges. He brought him there. Took him with him. Actually carrying him. Brought him to the water. Asked him, wash your face. Put some water to your burning eyes. Let them be cooled. So in such caressing and loving words, he consoled him, gave him a earthen pot full of payasam and said, eat. You have not eaten for the last 7 days. Eat my dear. He could not eat. Tears of joy, was flowing from his eyes, and he was just looking at Sri Ramakrishna. After some time he didn't see him, but his heart was full of joy. See? Do you know what Maharaj Swami Vishuddhananda said? What, Sarada, now? Do you believe it or not? Do you say, oh, these are all one of those stories? Well, but he said, no. Even now they have kept that earthen small pot, in which this sadhu got the payasam. He had kept it in Dakshineshwar. And he was so happy. And tell me, Maharaj was asking me, tell me, how his intense sorrow was removed. He became full. See how the prayers are answered. Intense, longing prayer. I have come all the way. And 3 days and 3 nights, That is what he has promised in this Katham, in this Gospel of Ramakrishna, which is called in Bengali as Kathamrita. The immortal words, the blissful words of Sri Ramakrishna. So 3 days and 3 nights. One constant longing prayer brought him down, He had to come. So prayers had that wonderful power to bring him down, to bring the Almighty down to this earth. The devotee has got that prayer. This prayer is that bond, which unites the devotee and the deity. Through the prayer only, he can reach him, whom we think he is so somewhere sitting up in the sky and all that. No, he is nearer than the nearest. He is dearer than the dearest. So through intense longing prayers, one can reach him, be one with him, become united with him. That is what, in that way prayers are so efficacious. Now there are 2 kinds of prayers. One is, you can say petitionary prayers. God, we want this. God, we want that. Today we are put into so many difficulties. I am going for the examination. You must see that all the questions which I have prepared only should come. See, my son is appearing for this final examination. He must get first. You must see to that. What all petitions we have got. Petitionary prayers. You may think, oh, how low they are. Why should you say that? God is the Kalpataru, the divine. To Him we go. Isn't it? Asking. Instead of asking so many beggars, let us go to Him. In the Gospel, there is a story that one fakir, a monk who belongs to the Muslim community, he had gone to Akbar, Badshah, the emperor of the emperors. At that time Akbar was praying. He was performing his prayers, namaz, this. He was asking the Almighty, give me more kingdom, give me this, give me that, so many things he was asking. The fakir who was sitting there, he got up. He was about to go. But Badshah looked at him and he said, he signed him to sit. Well, after he finished his prayer, he called him and asked him what actually purpose for which he had come. Then the fakir said, I live in a distant village. So many people who are in distress, they come to me. I don't know how to help them. If I can get some financial help from you, I can make some arrangements for all that. Then why you were going away without asking anything? He said, my Lord, I saw you also begging. Give me this, give me that, give me this. Then I thought, why should I come to a beggar to ask something? Let me go to him, who is the granter of all the boons. So it is better to go to him, isn't it? Even if you want something. In Bhagavad Gita, this petitioning is not looked down, no, not at all. Shri Krishna in Bhagavad Gita has declared, Chaturvida bhajante mam sukritino Arjuna arti, artharti, jignashu, jnani cha bharatashrabha. He says there are 4 kinds of devotees who come to me. One is arti, who has fallen into great difficulties in their utter despair, buffeted by so many sorrows and difficulties, confronted with so much of frustrations, despair, they call upon him. Arti. Artharti, the one who wants money, who wants wealth, who are in need of these things. Well, they can also ask him. Jignashu, out of curiosity, they want to know many things. So out of curiosity they come to him. Is there really a God? Let us see, let us examine. Jignashu. Well, Jnani is the one who knows that there is that truth, the Almighty. Knowing him, having this identification, he is here, he is everywhere, he is all pervading, he loves me. Of course, Sri Krishna in Bhagavad Gita says Jnani is the best, but all these 4, Udara Sarvaye Vaite, all the 4 are indeed great. Out of their merits of many, many births, they come to me. He gives equal place to all, even a petitioner, even an arti. A man, because he has fallen in difficulties, he is calling upon him. He doesn't neglect him. He doesn't say, why should he come to me? The most important thing is, to come to him. To make all our efforts Godward. We want money, we want wealth, we want promotions, we want this, we want that. Instead of going from door to door, from one beggar to another beggar, the worldly persons, come to me, ask me, disclose all your sorrows to me, pray to me, weep before me. And gradually, through these things only, our entire efforts will become Godward. Isn't it? Even Jesus has said, ask, it shall be given. Seek, you will know about it. Knock, it shall be open. So ask for it. Seek him. Try to knock the door. Come to him for anything. Even if you ask for anything, he is there to help you. Even in the life of Sri Ramakrishna, you will see Keshu Chandra Sen, the great leader of the Brahmo Samaj, he was ill. Sri Ramakrishna was very fond of him. He was a great devotee of God, and he was the one who was preaching about God, who was spreading the message of God among them, especially at that time, among the educated people of Bengal. Why Bengal? All over India he had different branches of this Brahmo Samaj and Prarthana Sabhas and everything. Sri Ramakrishna was never prayed for anything. He prayed to Mother. Mother, if Keshav goes away, if Keshav dies, with whom shall I talk? So for his sake, he prayed to her. Of Of course, when he actually passed away, he didn't weep. He knew that is the end of all the mortals. So anyhow, he prayed. So this prayer, asking for something, asking for this, asking for that, don't look down upon them, because they only gradually, they will bring us closer to God. The more we come nearer, the more we establish our relationship with Him. So gradually when we come very near, all our wants, all our desires, they disappear. They disappear definitely, surely. Then the very presence of the Divine will give us so much pleasure, so much joy, so much bliss. That is more than sufficient for us. Then we feel yam labdva cha aparam labham na manyate adhikam. Getting which we will be in want of nothing in the world. A time will come. But that is the first stage. In the first stage, you are in the first step. Going and reaching Him, becoming united with Him is the last one. But you should neglect the first steps. In that only we are going up, gradually. So that is why He says, come unto me. I will give you rest. Come with all your troubles and trials and everything. I am here to take all your that heavy burdens. I am here. I am ready to take. He doesn't actually say, no, you should not come. Only these people who want me, they alone should come. No bar is there. For Him, all are His children.